Not sure about luck part because like I just finished my showers. Today I started streaming a little bit later than usual is because I'm tending the garden with my mom. So yeah. After all that workout, my arm is so fucking sore. The dirt is a little bit too compact. Almost to the point that it practically is just fucking rocks at that point. Man, it's so hard to dig around those things. Either way, I haven't turned on my camera yet. Hold on a little bit. And like readjust my voice properly for like, streaming and stuff. Yeah, good thing. Um, the problem is just that I haven't like switched my voice yet. Hold on a little bit. I need some time to warm up my voice, open up my vocal cord, and then like I'll go back to my usual anime voice. I know sometimes some people don't like this voice more than the other one, but yeah. It is technically my original voice, so not original. This is my normal voice. Both are my normal voice. That's the shittiest part. I was like in the era, like here's the thing, when I was in my teenage year, so um I sort of like went into puberties and this became my voice. Okay. So I used to want to become singer. Irony. This is actually my voice that after puberty, but I used to want to be a singer. But the singer that I want to become is more like, like around those Justin Bieber era, the people who can have like a decent high pitch. It was like around the time that, like we do like the meme of like, pew, yeah, that song. Yeah, yeah. I was indicated really good at that. Like having a very nice high pitched voice when I was like in my younger years, and puberty hits me, lost my high pitched voice, regretted so hard, and do you know what the stupidest thing I do? I decided to, you know what? I'm just going to speak in a very high pitch for the longest of my time. Just keep my voice in a much more higher pitch. So just keep more like like if I can do this thing 24/7, most likely case I can get back my like high pitched voice. But the problem is doing this kind of flex my vocal cord too much. It more or less ruined my capability to maintain one tone. When it comes to singing too, it's basically like when you normally sing, you have to be like, oh, this is not my normal voice, kind of like doing that kind of thing. But when I go high pitch, it felt like screaming. That's the reason. Because I can't maintain in one tone for very long in higher pitch, for some reasons. Maybe I like all flex my pitch voice. I'm still good when I just using in like speech, but when I use anything beyond in speech, it would have a little bit much more like difficulty. And when I try to do like singing, maybe like the dancing in the moonlight, those kind of song, it's like, it's not really like high pitch, but a really smooth but higher tone. So it basically turned into the point that when you try to when I try to like sing my favorite song, like dancing in the moonlight, I can't sing it because I cannot do a higher tone, smooth voice because it's a very very smooth voice itself. You cannot have like any fumble in your pitch. You just have to like glide through the entire lyrics. But the problem is I cannot maintain my tone because I forcefully change my tone for a very very long time. And you can sometimes like even like people might think like, oh, this guy is actually really trying really hard to change his voice into this one. Let's see, is he actually lying or not? Is the lower tone the fake one, or this one is the fake one? But when you try to like sit there and listen to it, okay, if you try to just sit there and listen to it, you will find out one thing, and then that one thing is actually I fluctuate in between. It's because I lost the ability to control my tone. Yeah, it is the fact that I lost the ability to control it a long, long time ago. So when I get a little bit too tired, or like sometimes I just didn't aware, I would like sound like this. But also, if I get a little bit excited, a little bit energetic, a little bit like yeah, and this high pitched voice is just going to come out. So essentially, weirdly, I have two default voice that keep fluctuating in between. I lost the ability to control them a long time ago. Maybe I can train myself in the futures one day. I can do it. I can do proper things, but generally, it's something that is going to be a little bit much more harder than the thing. Because I do lots of like voice acting training in my voice actor wannabe time, but sadly, due to my accents, I can't get any like voice acting gig. So I end up. It's not like I want to abandon it. It's more like the English voice acting scene is horrendous. Like I mean, like horrendous. Like when I wanted to become a voice actor around the time, it's like the entire voice actors like go full on like batshit crazy on a lot of things, especially on MiHoYo stuff. And then they realize that how like fucked up the fucking industry in the Western side is on the voice acting industry. And I want to become an English voice actor, so that become like a very very big issues. Yeah, this is why I usually, if I really want to sing, I sing those kind of like much more like olden time of song because like they utilize like deep voice more. That's the neat part about like older song. Now the newer age of song is more like tone play, you know. The reason why the tone play is a thing is because auto tune is thing, and people find that if you tune your voice into a higher tone, like C sharp or like B flat or something like that. I forgot like the thing. So they kind of like end up in a situations that is basically when it comes to singing, having a high tone does match up the music a lot because when I play music, so music usually don't really play in a very high tone because it's like a constant spontaneous thing. But vocal, when you sing in it, mixed with lower tone of music, dun 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 dun, da 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 dun 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 dun. Da 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 da. So it's a very different thing. So you have to learn to like use like much more higher pitch when your music is like on the lower tone. And if your voice is much more in the lower pitch, you need like a higher pitch music, which is when it comes to music sheet, a lot less people actually utilize the high note than the lower note. No, it's not really matching the music. Most of the time, most music and song is like harmonized with each other, because singing is not just about matching the lyrics that you can sing very well or something like that. You can have like a very unique tone, however you want, but at the end, you still have to match the music. This is why a lot of people train how to sing music, how to find the tone, fine tune everything. Their lung itself, their vocal cord itself, is a music instrument. So if they want, they can go low, they can go high in very fine control. It's like how to know that your vocal range when it comes to singing is to do a test. It's called like a piano test. So you can start in the middle of your piano key, try to match all the note that you do. Maybe you can do the do or ra or mi or fa or so. Like you have to like have a different tone, follow and match the rhythmic and like the vibrations with the key that you pressed. It's like do do. Then like your range is like go to how far is it, and then you have to do this and like know that which is your natural tone. This is my natural tone. So if I do higher pitch of do, it's like do 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 do. You see, when I go to a like, high tone, my voice become trembling. So it start to like fluctuating in between the different like higher pitch of do in the higher range one. But when it comes to the low range, I can actually quite change it very easily. So my higher range of voice have almost thoroughly eliminated. I know my voice keeps changing because when I do this kind of practice, I can't really control my vocal cord that much. So it just like keep shifting around. I can't even like control it properly. At this point, like some people might think like, holy shit, are you using like voice changes? No, no. Matter of fact, I do use voice changes sometimes for fun, but generally I don't do that shit that much because, well, if you guys want to know, like the voice mod, I actually have the permanent license of that thing, but the problem is every single time you download it, you actually have to like do quite a lot of like I have to go back into my email, find the permanent license key, and then once I install it, and then I have to push the key, and then I have to go find the key. I have to finish the key. I have to do a lot of setup again. I'm too lazy. Every single time I kind of like have that like voice mod thing that kind of change your voice, for fun, like turning it into like maybe like Space Marine, Optimus Prime, that kind of like voice changes stuff. But the problem is again, for some reason, usually I finish setting that thing up. I think I'm fucking cursed at the point. My computer would run into so many issues. Like it's more like accumulative issues because how I treat the software. Um, Eventually, after I download it or install it, barely using it for like a few times, my computer will went kaput. It's more like the OS system itself went kaput, so I have to like reformat my computers. I personally am a computer guy, so like I generally do like um disk cleanup, all those kind of stuff, like every like a year or so. Sometimes like 2-3 years if I'm too lazy. But yeah, if my computer doesn't really have that much problem, I won't really like go and reformat that thing. But usually when I download like voice mod, after a few months I will reformat my computers because I'm only starting to remember I have that thing until almost the end of the cycle of my computer's like issues is going to be like become the most, having too much things like happens to it. Right now I don't know what is going on with my computers. It's not exactly broken, but I think it like itself just having Windows 11 have been like taking such a toll on my computer stuff. So even like reformatting it, I don't think it works. So all I can do is just fine tune it. Man, I really love to play kalimba because like I have a very bad pinky. If you guys don't know, like both my hand, my pinky, my the end joint of my pinky is actually bent up, so it's really hard for me to play music. I used to love playing piano, but I just there's so many songs I can't play that well. It's because of that fucking bent pinky that I have in both my hand, which is quite cemetery really. So I get like a little bit difficult to press the key, so I end up like gave up playing piano. And no, it doesn't need a good spec PC. It's just that usually when I'm using VMod, it's almost the end of the cycle of my computers. It already have a lots of problems as time like slowly build up with like all the like cookies, this and that other stuff. If you didn't clean them well enough, if your computers eventually will went kaput, or like have like some very like fatal error is going to happen. So like to properly manage your computers is to know how to back up your file, and every maybe like a year or two you will format your computers. That way you will keep your computers functioning really smoothly and helpful, because there's some things called like a lingering code that will always like inside your file. A lot of things, when even when you delete them, it's not clean delete everything at all. There may be like some modified like scrap file inside your computer storage file, this and that other stuff. And as those things like slowly accumulate, those like trash data will clog up your gosh dang computers. If you are like doing something like that's like a lots of like this cleanup like software does exist, but right now those things are usually for like the HDD. SSD one I didn't know about it, but the HDD one you can actually do some cleanup time to time. But SSD like hard drive is going to be, I think they could call flash drive that one. Flash drive is like having like a difficulty to do this kind of cleanup. It runs in the different spectrum. I think having crash data in like SSD is still fine, but having crash data in your hard drive, that one is the issues. Because you never like physically in a hard drive format, you will never be able to fully delete a thing. They didn't delete it. They just unprioritize the space that already taken. So when you download, save anything, they will override the data on top of it. That's just how like hard disks work. And sometimes the overwritten code physically are kind of like acting like a scratch that is like bits and pieces scratch like inside of this. All you can do is to fully clean the entire disk itself. Well, and how do you do that shit? You format your gosh dang hard drive. Obviously, like I say again, there's software to help you do this thing much more without like formatting. I always choose the drastic measures. It's just like nuclear options is always way better than like skillful precision like surgery. So I end up like deleting lots of stuff. Hot. See, this thing actually works in. Oh, it works. I'm trying to reset the positions. Hold on. Good for you, but not for me. I'm living in the equator line. I don't have seasons. My place is just forever summer. Especially this particular year. And not this particular year, this particular like 2-3 months, it will just be super sunny all day. Going out is a death sentence. Not having air conditioner is also a death sentence. Especially you're living in like much more like city area. Maybe urban area is slightly better, much more cooler. But city area, like all the reflective light, is just going to enhance it even further. And I need to go to the toilet a little bit. Be back soon. And what? I think I forgot something. Oh yeah, changing my thumbnail. Oh wait, I already changed my thumbnail. Okay, be back soon. Ta-ta. And I'm back. Hi there, Taco. Hope I didn't went for too long. Phew. So how is the proposal that I sent you? If you didn't understand anything, you can just ask me since I'm here. Ooh, I'm rich. I'm rich. Well, technically, 300 ringgit is quite a lot for me. So yeah, I know it's a lot for you too. Got it, got it. But don't worry about like the blinking. Like even you don't like it, you just can let me know because like it's basically even they blink at the same time and then you'll be like no, I don't like it. Don't worry, for animations I can just like move the frame to different locations, like random different locations. So it's just it's a very easy thing to do. You're talking to one. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on a little bit. You guys might not be able to see the chat. Like, let me copy this. And hold on a little bit. Sometimes I forgot to change this thing. Okay, should be connected now. It is going to take a while to like forward all the message. Boom. Reading stream? Got it, got it, got it. If you want, I can forward like the arms like image to your model maker, and then you can request the model maker to like rig the arms for you. Is I think that is like slightly even better, unless you want a different looking like Sparta in the futures. Anyway, so yeah. So the thing is like I keeping the flame thing, okay? Um, it's much more easier. Having some motion there, it looks like a fire itself is nicer looking than like like a piece of pillar like on top of the head. You're talking to one. Technically, yeah, literally. Didn't you see a Spartan? Didn't you see a taco here? Shouldn't you assume that? Shouldn't you assume that a person named Spartan Taco is the one that I'm talking to? Yeah, I'm still adjusting a like hands and finger a little bit on the position and stuff. But at most, this thing is a draft at the moment. I haven't really like truly started yet. It's gonna take me a while to like fully adapt to my drawing mood again. I still have quite a few things I have to like fiddle with my stream stuff. Because in the futures, okay, in the futures, I will download a plugin called Pause Scene that basically like depends on the situation. You can pause and freeze frame of what the frame was already in. The reason why I want to do that, I want to create a pausing screen when I go to like like BRB, and then I can just like click pause, and then like it's like a game. It will pop out like title, my name and stuff, and also like start, like those kind of like pause menu. There's like setting this and that. It is stuff in there. I'm not sure what kind of like pause screen like menu that I need to have. Should I go for the fighting game one? Should I go for like the standard RPG style like graphic setting, um, monitor setting, audio setting, those kind of stuff? I think I can like do a little bit of like mixtures in there. But the fighting game one, the reason why I mentioned fighting game is like fighting game have way more options when you pause it is because like it have like the you know it have the move set of yourself and your enemy, yada yada stuff. So you can take a look at the move set and things. I feel like I didn't clean my teeth well enough. You know what? Hold on a bit. I need to brush my teeth again. There's no animations. Just something like you can see like the phone itself that you guys are in, or like the screen behind me. You notice that wiggling a little bit. It's just going to be like a bunch of different menu bar that's like wiggling around, those kind of stuff. Just something very basic, but it's going to be a little bit complex on the plugin side because I'm going to do a lot of fancy shit to make it happen. But hold on a little bit. I'll be going to brush my teeth again. Okay, now it's squeaky clean now. Ooh-wee. There's still quite a few things that I do have to finish it. I do want to spend a few more times in Vtuber. It's just that if I do that, I'm going to stream like extremely early in my time. Technically, for lots of people on the western side, I start my stream extremely late. That's that. Bang. How to draw unsettling atmosphere? Dark color with low highlight. Just that. It's fine. That unsettling atmosphere is something that really difficult for a lot of people, because you really like have to know like the word unsettling for a lot of people, not just for yourself. Because it's like similar with comedy. It's like, even you think that your joke is the most funniest joke in the world, if people don't think it's funny, it's not funny. So even you draw some things that is super unsettling in your cases, for some other people, they'll be just like, ew, it's just a dirty place. So I can't exactly give you a thing. Like, you have to discover it out on your own. But all I can say is try to draw something similar to Uncanny Valley, but also like you can draw in a sense of feeling. You try your best to nail the feeling of some things looks normal, but there are detail behind the scene that looks wrong. Not being dark is lazy. I'm not saying like just draw black colors. I mean like the way you color it is going to be in a very reverse role. Usually we go for like the middle tone, and then we do like, like highlight or like um highlight or like this and that, yeah, that stuff. Like, here's the thing. When you do any unsettling background art, always focus on the wrong thing. Make people investigate the environment itself. Itself, you're trying to think like it's a puzzle that people have to solve. You have to make your artwork like that, so people will go and seek out and look around the environment. Because when it comes to still image that have unsettling features into it, itself is a game. You need people to have the willingness to look into it, to feel something is wrong. That one is part of the most important things. It's not telling you to just make a very dark image. It's telling you to have dark, but when when the place is bright, you're going to make that place really highlighted in that particular area. But the unsettling stuff is happening behind the scene. In the side, it's like right beside, or like a little bit like in the hidden in plain sight stuff. You would notice a little bit things, but because your eyes is just so focused on the bright stuff that seems normal, you slowly realize the surrounding environment, something is wrong. Maybe you can have like oh, I can say it better. Hold on. I'm not the best at drawing background. All I can tell you is the concept, sadly. Everyone have their own weakness, okay? But I do have like knowledge for like lots of things. So you can sort of like draw like imagine you draw like a imagine imagine this, like you draw like a toilet here. Like you draw a toilet here, there's a basin, this is like the stall, and then you can draw like some broken glass. It's like the classic toilet, like unsettling toilet scene, okay? You can draw some broken glass here, and then you can draw like some highlight in this area. Like basically you try to highlight this area, okay? While you highlight the area, maybe you can have like the reflections. The reflection of this place is just like the doorway of like the reflection of outside, and then you can put a human there, or like put something you think is a human. Okay, people would mistook it as like something that's out there. You know, people were just like puzzling, what the fuck is that thing? You don't really necessarily have to put a ghost there. You have to put a smudge there. People would mistook it as something else. Something like a glasses thing there. Maybe it's just a crack, who knows? And then you can put like maybe like something like a shoes in here out of nowhere. So again, like because like you highlight this particular area, so people will just see like there's nothing wrong so far until they look a little bit in here, look a little bit in here. Maybe like you add like some word that written in blood in here. Not as bright, okay? Try to match up with the tone as much as possible around it. Usually you can look at this color wheel. When I say dark tone, I don't mean like go anything like black colors. Go anything within this range. Okay? And if you want to like slightly brighter, you just go up the spectrum in this range. But generally you would try to stay in this range of like coloring. So you would have a very different tone when it comes to like a lot of things. See? Because green color itself is a very strong color, so even I use green color here as the bathroom storeroom, you can see like it's not a very good thing. So you have to like up the spectrum to still green but not too green to the yellow spectrum. And then if you want it to be even more, see? Color theory is something that's very difficult. Even I teach you like a lot of it, it's going to be really hard to understand. And since like I do something like this and then you look at this thing, you would say this is green color. But in reality, you look at this thing, I'm in the yellow spectrum. I'm painting yellow color. I'm not painting green colors. So, like I say again, it's really hard to explain to you how to draw a unsettling scene. Because if you are bad at like color theory, you might not be able to pull it off. Because when it comes to unsettling scene, you have to learn how to really play with like a lot of like, you know, a lot of like colors stuff, how to highlight the stuff that looks normal, unhighlight the stuff that looks like unsettling, have a little bit of like blood spatter here and there, or something that looks like a blood, you just didn't know how to like draw it properly, those kind of things. And then like I say again, like draw shoe and stuff. Like generally people would not notice. You try to like hide the unsettling stuff as much as possible. That is the key point of how you are going to draw an unsettling scene. Because unsettling scene is not being seen. You have to the most impactful unsettling scene is when they discover it, not you literally show it in front of their face. No one likes anything that's shoved into their face. Also, again, hi there, Nightbloods. When I say play in the dark, it's not trying to paint everything dark. When I say play in the dark, I mean literally playing with the darkness. You try to highlight, use brightness to highlight the normal stuff. Use darkness to hide the unsettling stuff. It have to be there. But how to hide things in plain sight is to highlight the things so people won't see the dark things until they see it. And how do you like slowly like guide people to... What, you want me to draw it immediately? Like I say again, it's not my forte. I can tell you how to do it properly, but I can't really like pull out example out of my ass. You know, I don't draw scene. I know how to do it because I study film. I'm just translating a lot of like film stuff into actual like scene stuff, because here's the thing. Jump scare is cheap, but when you want things to be unsettling, put something that is really, really out of the field. Out of the view of range, but still close enough. Try to think about this. If you have an image like this, you always think that people, even though this is the full image, okay? This is the full image. You have to imagine people only can focus so much with that image. First thing they're going to see is the bright part. I'm not even go for like full white color kind of bright, okay? You don't really need to highlight the gosh dang thing. You just have brighter than the usual like scene. People will focusing on this thing, okay? And then you can have a fair amount of distance. Have something here. Which people notice, they will investigate anything outside of this boundary. When they investigate anything outside of this boundary, you can add like something like unsettling. For me, it's like for horror stuff, example. So you can draw a head in here. So the moment people first thing they see the image, they will see the thing that you highlighted. Until they slowly investigate anything inside this area, they will see this thing. And then what the fuck is this? Their eyesight will go here. It's like making a comic. You always have to think this thing. You are making a comic, but that comic is one page. Try to use the rule of comic. And also depends on the canvas, the size of like the things that you want people to focus, always different. Always make a guideline of a box in here, and then within this box you have to draw a general area you want people to start focusing on. You can have the full box in here. You can have it like just this area, or go for like the, you know, like the, what we call this again? Not perspective. The what again? Okay, you want something to be highlighted in here, and then the unsettling stuff in here, here, here. Always try your best to play out of the bound stuff that is going to happen in there. Since you want to focus on this area, you can already add some unsettling stuff in this area, that some things people notice, that you hide stuff in plain sight. And then you can like do more stuff outside this boundary. This is the mentality you kind of like need to have when you try to make something, make an unsettling scene that you want to draw. If it's animations, then you know what to do. If it's like 3D animation, 3D stuff, then all you need to do is to make the scenes look dirty, and then you play with the lighting. Again, the lighting really, really like sold the scene a lot, because unsettling scene does not just play in dark area, okay? You can even put them in brighter area. Okay? Like I say, the principle, like the easy way to do it first, like it's like a baby step, okay? Baby step, you start with dark. And then later on, once you got used to the ability of highlighting the normal, you can do it in plain sight, in like literally like brightest area in the world. You can just draw something there that is like uncanny valley, that is just like, it works but it's not working. Imagine you draw a busy street, but everyone looks dead. Have normalcy as your highlight. And then the unsettling scene is the abnormality within the normality. That is the best philosophy you can have when you try to draw like a unsettling scene. Blend in 90% of the normality and 10% of the abnormality. Just draw a normal thing, but also try to make it like a puzzle game. The abnormality is like in there. Sometimes we see it, sometimes we don't see it. For some people, they see it but don't see it in the same times, is when they notice something is wrong but they can't tell you what's wrong. Maybe you can tilt the painting a little bit while everything is like, imagine that you draw a scene that is basically how are you going to end up playing the scene? If you see blurry image, I don't see bad streaming. Maybe it's your connection issues. So imagine you draw a hallway. This is a very, very bright hallway. All you know is like there is a painting here, and then you can draw a bunch of other painting in this place. But the painting, like you can like set up something that is have a format, okay? Try to think of this. Make people get used to the format and then have like that one thing that is like go way outside of format. It's like trying to trigger someone OCD. So you can have like maybe a table. Just a very normal scene. A table here. You know. A very, very rich people hallway. Okay, there's a table here. There's a painting here that you already seen in here. Like you can draw some people. Draw something. And then you can draw like a big ass window. It depends on how you want to draw a window, okay? You can draw a big ass window out there, and then maybe the window have like outside have like gardens, trees, like stuff like happening there. You can add like a tiny shadows that in there, while like you have like lots of like gardening shit is going on there outside, like just a very faint shadows. See, like normalcy, you have to make like a very fixed pattern. Stuff is going to be happen in the scene. But you notice one thing, while everything, here's the thing, how to trigger people OCD, having everything arranged and draw very neatly, okay? Since I established this is a very neat hallway, okay? Everything is arranged nicely, everything is like wonderfully tended, and then you have a tilted image in here. And then that tilted image is a guy sitting here. And then you can add another table here again, maybe. You need to show like there's like a hallway you can go to like this place. But I say again, what you need to do, the philosophy of guiding people, okay? Have a little bit of blood stain happening here. Obviously, I'm drawing like a horror scene, so unsettling thing is like when you notice the tiny flaw that you kind of like provide them. When how you're going to reward such unsettling scene is to let them reward them by taking the time to spot there's something fucking wrong in here, but they can't tell why. Maybe you can draw like a guy is here like burying something, like doing gardening. Like maybe like this is because like here's the thing, this is a very very like big window, okay? Now you have the opportunities of showing things in plain sight, okay? You can literally drawing a person's, maybe he wearing like gardening like stuff, and then he's trying to dig a hole, and then in outside the garden, okay? Outside the garden stuff. But you notice while this place is very neat, okay, you can show like a broken vase here or something like that, okay? And then there's like one tilted painting, and then there's like a tiny bit. You don't even have to like do a lot, just a tiny bit of blood stain that people will kind of like notice. And then you make this place very clean. Why is this place look unsettling clean, but also same time there's like maybe like this particular area is very dirty? Why? And then at first they see this is just a gardener doing gardening, and then they can piece the puzzles. Oh shit, this guy's burying a dead body. That's how you do an unsettling scene. It's a puzzle that you have to create for people to look at. And that takes time. Because, like I say again, at the end, you are, like, no matter what scene you're trying to aim for, it's always a thing that you have to know this. You have to write a story with a single image. If your story in the image doesn't sell it as like unsettling, then you fail at the job. There's no definite answer of how are you going to storyboard your entire scene. It really depends on your capability of writing, on how are you going to set up the scene, how are you going to let your viewers see like the first thing is like what are they going to see. Because I have the highlight area in this area, like when I do like the unsettling murder scene, okay? When I do this thing, everything here, I can make it as highlight as possible, okay? The thing I just drew. I can just highlight everything in here. I can just highlight everything in here. Make everything really, really obviously stand out. And then have some things that, like a puzzle piece for people to see. You are making a comic in one page. That is the best way you can think about it. You are making a one-page comic when you're trying to make a scene. If you don't know how to tell a story with one image, means you still lack a lot of like writing skill or like creative skill like on some certain kind of aspect. There's no bad scene, there's bad writing. If you can't like show the place that well, if you don't know how to like guide people eyesight with your drawing, that is your issues. I told you the philosophy how to highlight things, how to guide people eyesight, and how to set up the scene now. So if you don't know how to set up, if you still fumble at that, it means you just need more practice. Don't make a thing that only you understand. Make a thing that is like a baby tutorial. for your audience, but also same time it deliver the same message. This is why when in a lot of like story writing, a lot of like a lot of story writing, a lot of like TV shows, a lot of movies, a lot of like anime, we have a thing called tropes, and the belief of suspension of disbelief. We will take full advantage of that if it means it's going to easily let your audience understand. Even though no matter how bad like trope is going to be, like how much you fucking hate that thing, use it. Because you have to truly believe this one thing. Your audience, 90% of them are dumbass. If you don't put tropes in there, they don't see any familiarity. They do not understand a single thing. You can hide a lot of like hidden meaning, a lot of hidden language into it, but if your shows or the things that you do is only be truly understand by 5 persons, while some people draw something with a trope in there and that has been understood by 1,000 persons, would you want 1 person to appreciate your work or 1,000 people to see your work? Game are getting more and more easy for reasons. Show has been getting dumber and dumber for reasons. Because they are according to the masses. And I don't know why. Is this kind of lesson is like very tiring. I don't want to teach too much. You ask weird questions, Mary. And also, I am watching my own stream, so it's not blurry at all. If you don't know, this is like what I am looking like. Oh, not this one. Okay, I'll show you. Ah, hold on. This is what I'm looking at most of my days. 3 different windows. Okay, the Kick one is here. The Twitch one is here. The YouTube one is here. This is why I can spot like any abnormality happening to my streams. There's no quality issues, so most likely it's the internet. Or Kick itself. Who knows? Kick is getting kicked in the bucket. It's very tiring explaining that thing. sap out all my energies. I don't have much to begin with. That's the thing. I have a lot of things to do. I might have to extend the canvas size. Oh, I even extend the canvas size. It doesn't do jack shit now. Oh. Oh. I don't know. It's fine. It's easily fixable. I don't know why I feel so tired today. Maybe it's yesterday I've been helping my mom's like in the garden stuff. This is why I didn't do a lot of like video editing stuff yesterday. Even today, this morning, I'm still like helping my mom's like do a lot of like gardening shit. So I'm like just tired overall. Are there good kings? Man, Mari just keep coming and going. Coming like a storm. Left like a storm too. Sorry, today's stream is going to be a little bit short and boring because I didn't have too much energy today. I only start sleeping at like 3 a.m. Technically like 4 a.m. Well, at least when I hit the bed, I look at the times. It was like 3:30 ish. So I think by the time I actually fall asleep, it would be like 4. And then I woke up at 9, so I technically just sleep for like 5 hours. I did wake up in between too, so it's really hard to say I got like full sleep 5 hours. So it's more like a full sleep for like 1 2 hours. Well, like I say, that's the reason why I kind of like want you guys to have a good sleeping schedule is because I personally suffering a lot of the sleeping stuff. So it's really hard for me to sleep, man. It's like those things when I see a person who can have a normal sleeping schedule and refuse to have it. Yeah, it kind it ick me in the wrong way. Let me take a closer look at some stuff I do. I need to go and answer someone burning questions. Hold on a little bit. Hey, bot and Twitch. Block. Yeah, I'm setting up my Ko-Fi stuff. I'm doing something special. Yesterday, like Midori did like ask this thing like, can I pay you to play games? And now I'll be like, you know what? I'll think about it. And now I have like this idea that I can just create a commissions. Okay, a commissions is just a service that I will show people like a bunch of games. Like I say again, like usually I rarely play games because like I would like to stream games, but there's no incentive to stream one, so I never really stream a game. So I do want to, while here's the thing, while I would stream games time to time on my own volitions, I can let people pay me to stream games. Yay. Yeah, I'll just put like a list of games like Helldiver, Abiotic, like Passepartout, and Path of Exile 2. Like, how much would you want? How much I can charge for that? To be honest, it's just playing games, so I don't want to overcharge people watching me playing games. uh 12? 12 bucks? Either 12 or 10. 10 is a little bit too low actually. 12. Yeah, I think 12 is like a very good range. But it's still like expensive for quite lots of people in different country. You know what? You know what? I go for the I go for like the peak game developer approach. $8. Minimum, so I can let people pay like flexibly. Game stream request. Path of Exile 2. Next step. Let's play some music. It's a little bit too silent. I don't have too much energy to talk, so like I might have like to rely on music a lot. Ugh, it's gonna take so many. I don't know why I feel so lazy today. The fuck happened to me? I'm usually not like this. Someone laid down a fucking curse on me. I think explaining philosophy kind of like drained up all my energy. Mara keeps sometimes like coming in asking the toughest question and then just like disappeared afterward. So I'm not sure like my energy is worth it, like wasting it on so much on it. And that's the thing, Mari, if you're still here, I do want to ask some things. Are you still here? That's like one question that I do want to ask. Truly. Try to have more conversations. Normal conversation, because like I know you are actually like lots of times it's just lurking, and sometimes like ask some really useful like questions, and also if my stream have any issues you did come in and tell me. But at this point, okay, at this point, because of your unusual appearance, the moment you appear you only ask questions, or you only like talk about the issue of the stream. You're kind of established, like more or less, like established as a person who complained a lot in my stream. Like that's the thing. Like I know it's like the thing he like Mari asked is legitly is like things is like good for me. Is that I can like talk about art. I can sometimes like, oh, I didn't know my stream have issues, and then like Mari talk about it, and I'd be like, oh, I have that issues. I didn't know about it. It's a good thing, but she only appear only when I have issues. At that point, I kind of like had like a weird ass image of Mari being like the, you know, like the persons that complain a lot of times. You just know how to complain. It's not your fault. It's just the way you appeared every single time. Maybe it's the way you phrase the word. I'm not sure. Imagine like 90% of the conversation I have with Mari is either she only asks questions and only asks questions. Either sometimes out of nowhere ask some really difficult questions, or come here, ask question about your stream. Hey, why I do this? Hey, why I do that? Hey, your stream have issues. Hey, your audio have issues. I know Mary is just like lurking, so he definitely heard it. When I talk about this. Let me. Ah, yes, I know why I went to Twitter. I'm too lazy to go to ChatGPT. Twitter is the fastest way. Grok, help me write a description. I'll modify it. Technically, I write the description in there, and then I let Grok kind of like correct my grammar. I don't totally like 100% generate everything I wrote, but English is not my first language. I do finish my writing stuff, my copywriting stuff, and the grammar and the way I write shit is so fucking confusing. It's better let not AI, it's just like have like some like grammar assistant to help me. I really need that. It's not like I can keep calling my friend like 24/7. Hey, someone, I wrote something. Can you help me take a look at my grammar? Hey, I wrote this thing. Can you help me look at the description? Is it confusing or not? Like, I can't always call my fucking friend. I'm going to be the annoying guy. I'm going to be Mari 2.0. Yeah, I know how to use AI in the fucking correct way. A lot of people are so lazy to like even use their brain in the first place. At least I write my own things. and then ask Grok to help me, like, you know, adjust the grammar, like, to a better grammar. I actually getting better at writing just because of that. Not like better at writing, just letting Grok do all the things. I've been reading everything the Grok changed and stuff, and then I realized that holy shit, I'm really bad at writing. I've been trying my best to improving it as time passed. If you look into my VGen has been like better and better at writing and stuff. Is basically I've been arguing, like literally arguing with Grok how to write my shit. Like, so if you take a look into my tryout sections in my VGen, you would notice the descriptions is so thorough now. I write it in a very commercial manner, so like they also like correct it in an even more commercial manner. I add a little bit bits and pieces of like the way I used to write too, so you can see like my writing DNA in there, and also a little bit of like like the over exaggerated commercial side of like the copywriting. When you see a well format stuff, most likely case might be Grok is the one that did the writing. But if you see like the way it's like, hi there everyone, my name is Kirumakil, those kind of like very olden style of like writing, commercial writing, that is me. For super low price test run only for $10. Not sure if you're not sure my style match your characters. Hesitate to commit a put full price commissions. This, try it out, is made for exactly that. A super affordable way to test my art with almost zero risk. Stuff like that. Yes, I have a very dramatic way to like write stuff, because again I used to want to be a novel writer. I want to be a lots of things, okay? I want to be a lots of things. I'm more or less like the what they call like the jack of all trade, master of none, okay? Okay. Mainly is due to the Artful marketing or wow, they really know how to dramatize my word. Good, good. They even extend the context. I really have to like, read it properly. Uh, Thank you so much for considering. Alright. Shout out for you. Published! Ooh! On my Ko-Fi have a weird ass commissions in there. Open. Bum, bum. By the way, you guys still can chat with me if you guys have something to ask. I may be tired, but I do have times that they tell you guys that more I talk, actually, the more energy I have. It's a weird. It's a weird constitutions I have. Doing great. A little bit of times that spend quite a few times with my mom, tending her gardens and stuff. Technically, she doesn't even like plant some flowers. She have a weird obsession of leaves, not flowers. You know, like those kind of office plant stuff. Yeah. I think the descriptions I wrote is too long, and then the grok kind of extended even more. I think I need to do some rewriting a little bit. I didn't know like Ko-Fi actually like show everything. It's not like show more things, like you can just click and see more stuff. Okay, Ctrl-C. Now I made it shorter. It's still not as short as I want it to be. You know, I'm a very yapping person, so like my description end up yap a lot too. Oh my gosh. Try to unyap my writing is like so difficult. So difficult. It's like asking for a fucking shark stop swimming. It'll kill it. I remember I made a passport like thumbnail before. Where the fuck is it? Ah, here. Okay, Path of Exile 2 is here. About is here. Password tool is here. Go back to setup. I'm going to make a few more others. there's like Helldiver. There's like Helldiver Curry solo. That game is boring. Ugh. What kind of games I still can like? Oh, Monster Hunters, yes. Clone, yes. A few more games. A few more games. What few more games I can do? Those thing again. Block. Man, I don't have too much energy. Hmm? I don't get it. You might have to phrase it properly. Ah, Wuthering Wave. That's what we call spin-off. It exists. It's not something not rare. Holy shit, are they just gonna display in a big ass fucking line? One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. I put like 6 type of game already. I can put more, but I'll call it a day for fiddling with that. Something sapping my energies, like really much. I guess like I haven't like did too much like work. My body is just crumbling into dust after like just a little bit of workout in the gosh dang garden. Maybe I'm sick or something. Who knows? Yeah, I'm going to try my best to slip it off, I guess. Hope I got like enough energy. I'll try to stream tomorrow, because I don't think I stream a lot today. Almost practically none. So yeah. I'll try to do a little bit of things, this and that, yada stuff. Like in off stream, I'll try to edit a few more videos. Maybe I'll record like some of the commercial videos, this and that, yada stuff. You know. Yeah, as always, guys. I can feel it. Like my throat is like at the verge of getting a sore throat. So like that sickness, it's like climbing up. Either way, thank you very much for watching, and as always, stay healthy, stay safe. Until next time, stay tuned on the next stream. Hope tomorrow I got energy. I'm not sick at all. You know what I'm talking about. Bye bye.